They say don't compare, compete. All right, that's what I've been living by. So I joined a recreational basketball league. And what I learned is that I'm not good enough to recreationally compete in the sport of basketball. My new goal is to get injured at every pickup basketball court in the country. No, I got cut in high school. And I'm still trying to make the team. So if you guys know when tryouts are, I think I still got a shot. I think the truth is I should have done musical theater in high school, but I was too busy playing sports. But I was getting benched. But I would still use that as an excuse. If High School Musical was about me, I would have been like, Coach, are you sure I can't audition for the big school musical coming up? He's like, you're definitely not playing. You're definitely on the bench. Are you sure you don't need me? What if we're up by 30? Even if we're up by 30, I'm definitely not playing you. In fact, Vanessa Hudgens is actually cheating on you with the starting point guard, so I thought you should know that. Now get out of my face. You're cut. I think the problem is I don't know how to trash talk unless I have a microphone. You know what I mean? That's my issue with that. You have to trash. In real life, when I try to think of trash talk, I just think of the worst things to say. Like I start attacking their character. Like it doesn't work. Like during the pandemic, I was playing a lot of basketball with these high schoolers, right? And they would be trash talking me while they're playing, and in my head, I would just start trash talking their future. I'd be like, bro, after you graduate high school, you're going to play ball at community college and quickly realize that it's too hard to juggle your half-dead hoop dreams with the burgeoning sense that you need to find a real job so you can survive in the real world. And halfway through deciding that you're going to pursue a business degree and get into real estate, you meet a girl who takes you on a whirlwind adventure to San Diego, and you discover a childlike joy while through a trip to Legoland. And you transfer to San Diego State to live with her, but quickly realize that your relationship is unsustainable because differences in the way that you were raised are manifesting as fights that mainly happen in the kitchen. She tells you she needs a break, and you impulsively blurt out, I only moved to San Diego for you! And she takes this as a slight on the integrity of the relationship and moves out the next day. And you move back home and start to deal with the resentment you have towards your parents, while fledgling depression turns into an unresolved anger and drive that you're just now learning how to integrate into the game of basketball. I just broke your ankles and your life down. I started playing a lot of basketball during the pandemic because you could get outside and exercise, right? And I ended up hiring this trainer, and he started teaching me in basketball. And I saw him at the park. He was training this 8-year-old, and he was like, how much you charge? And I asked him how much you charge, and he was like, a lot. And I was like, well, I got free money from the government, so they want me to spend it on Bitcoin, but I'm going to use it to resurrect my hoop dreams. I'm going to drop the O, add an E, turn my hoop dreams into some hope dreams. And it's true, I started to get pretty good. Like, I was starting to learn moves, and I was playing with these high schoolers. And let me tell you, there's no better feeling than when you do a nice move and a nice finish at the rim, and you hear some 16-year-old in the back go like, oh, I see you. And you're like, man, I'm finally seen. Oh, I've been waiting 10 years for this. But if you ever become friends with a 16-year-old hooper, or just a 16-year-old male, the one thing they want to know about you, number one thing they want to know about you is, bro, so you get bitches? Bro, you get bitches? That's all I'm like, yeah, unfortunately, yes. Women are a distraction. Stay in school and don't do drugs. Also, don't date white women. Why? They got too many options. I actually told that to a 16-year-old. But that's the truth. All young adolescent men care about is, do you get bitches? That is. When I was a kid, people called me a nerd because all I did was read books, right? And then as an elementary school kid, right, it's okay to be a nerd because you still respect the authority figure of the teacher, and the teachers respect the smart kid, right? So we still have a level of authority and respect. Then in middle school, they stop respecting the teachers, but if you're good at sports, then you don't get made fun of for being a nerd. But then I got injured and I got worse at sports, and so I got bullied for being a nerd. But then when women started touching my hair, the basketball team was like, well, Nathan ain't got no bunnies, but at least he be getting bitches though. I heard Nathan be getting bitches on the bench. If I had done it over again, I think I would have never actually practiced basketball outside of basketball practice. I would have just stayed in the gym doing squats. That's all I would have done if I played high school basketball again. Because I went to a few playoff high school basketball games. And I realized something. The team with the biggest cumulative butt size in high school basketball generally wins. And it makes sense statistically, all right? Because fundamentally, like high school basketball players have a lower shot percentage. Less shots go in. But if you have bigger butts, you get more offensive rebounds, which means you get more shot attempts, which means that my theory is correct. He who has the most donk wins at high school basketball. So it was a startling revelation. I was playing at LA Fitness, and there was this guy, right? Like I was playing against this guy, and he had an El Camino basketball shirt on, right? So I was like, oh, he must play college in El Camino. And he was killing everybody, right? Like just doing his whatever he wanted. But I noticed something. He was telegraphing all his moves. Every single move, he'd be like, right? But I couldn't guard him because he was stronger than me, you know what I mean? So I told him, I was like, you know, you're telegraphing your moves, and if you're playing college basketball, like, you should stop doing that. And he's like, but it works. And I was like, yeah, at LA Fitness, you're playing JUCO. Like, that's not, it doesn't work. It just works because, but I realized it's a great metaphor for life and dealing with temptation. Because he was only able to score on everyone because he was bigger and stronger, but if any of us could have matched him in strength, we would have been able to defeat him and defend easily. And that's the way the enemy or temptation works. Once you know the ways of the enemy, art of war, it's obvious how to resist, but it doesn't necessarily mean you have the spiritual strength to resist the temptation. What you need is a bigger spiritual donk. And that's what I'm trying to get. I'm not trying to get bitches no more. I'm trying to get a big butt that's centered in the Holy Spirit. And when people walk by and they look at my behind, they're like, damn! That guy knows Jesus.